For over 20 years, the Ashden Awards have uncovered innovative climate solutions in the Global South and in the UK. They have shared their inspiring stories with us. I'm very pleased that this afternoon we have Harriet Lamb, the CEO of Ashden, with us. And Harriet will be announcing the finalists for the 2022 awards in the UK and from the international selection. First, we have a film that Ashden has prepared especially for London Climate Action Week, sharing some of those inspiring stories from past winners. So let's watch the film and then we'll hear from Harriet.
Energy is so important for every aspect of life. And here on the continent in Africa, we still have 650 million persons without access to electricity.
Energy access is really a big factor in driving economic growth, but also really pulling millions of people out of poverty.
We've got fantastic solar resources, fantastic wind resources, hydro resources, and distributed renewable energy is the idea that you could produce clean power close to where people need it. And in that way, it's a more efficient process and also a cleaner way of delivering energy to those who need it.
What we are talking about is generating energy at the local level based on the resources that are available. It is better to have solar energy that is generated at the community level instead of over-reliance on energy that is going to come from a capital or from a regional town.
According to the World Bank, there are 10 million Africans every year pouring onto the job market. The challenge, therefore, is to be able to absorb that many persons into dignified, ambitious, aspirational types of work. And so skilling up our young people for not just today, but for the future of work becomes really important. Making sure that those jobs that we create for young people are fortified against a future of climate impacts is important, but also those jobs can actually help protect us from the future of climate impacts. So green skills, skilling up our young people in renewable energy, in climate smart agriculture, in green mining, and so on and so forth. The time could never be more urgent than now to make sure that that is at the core of what we're doing to support young people.
The skills gap for renewable energy is humongous. Skills have to be able to give access to a decent job today and tomorrow.
So we need, of course, people to be skilled in electrical work, in welding, in plumbing, and all of that kind of thing. But we also need soft skills. We need those who know how to be leaders and managers, those who can do sales and marketing and communications. We also need to be making sure that our skills and training programs are reaching people where they need them. So not just in our urban centers, but in our rural communities as well.
The first thing is to really ask, what are the skills required? So if we are talking about solar installation, sales of solar items, we need to be able to break down those skills, educate the community on where can I gain this skill, where is it certified, how much money will I make if I get a job in this sector. It is really a question of ensuring that the training is meeting the demand within the community.
We have so many people who are actually very, very skilled at what they do, but may not have the certification.
The majority of the youth in Africa have acquired the skill informally. That skill needs to be assessed and certified.
One of the important things that we should be doing is making sure that our skills and training programs are transferable so that someone who learns a skill or a trade in Kenya can potentially be working in Uganda or Rwanda and vice versa.
We must power Africa with African hands. So the high cost of training and skilling them and the lengthy time it's taking for them to be certified and accredited has to be cut back. and also made cheaper, because that is what will enable Africa to be able to increase energy access, to be able to skill its youth, to be able to resource that energy access. Otherwise, the continent will keep importing skilled labor for things that can be done easily by the youth within their local communities.
So if we can actually skill up young people in the right ways, then not only are we solving an employment challenge, we're solving food security, energy security, we're solving conflict. So the future looks really, really bright if we can get that right.
What a lovely film, eh? And as that film shows so beautifully, driving the transition to a low-carbon future, whether in Africa or here in the UK, depends on all of us getting the skills and then can, of course, generate the jobs and the livelihoods of the future. And so that's our strategic focus at Climate Solutions organisation, Ashden. And it's the theme of the 6 award finalists that we're announcing here today. So, and these finalists have been chosen from over 800 expressions of interest and then funneled down and gone through a rigorous process with our amazing judges, including experts and people with lived experience. So it's a great achievement to have reached the finalists. And don't you just love awards? Are you secret fans of Eurovision, or perhaps you're watching Love Island? I mean, we might not be there quite yet with the Ashden Awards, but honestly, at the rate that the team are taking London Climate Action Week, I think this is within our sights, Eurovision Green Contest. And the key to awards, of course, is to have a drum roll. So I thought, right, so I went to talk to Aviva. I said, did they have a drum I could borrow? So they offered me a band, but I thought having a band was going a little bit far, and the team would kill me if I blew the whole budget. So I'm going to crowdsource the drum roll. I'm going to rely on you guys. You've been listening very patiently all week. Now I need you to do some drum roll with your feet on the floor. Are you ready, guys? This is it. Here we go. It's the drum roll. We're starting with the international finalists. So the finalists for energy access skills, supported by LinkedIn, are Togo's Energy Generation, a training institution supporting young engineers and entrepreneurs with a particular focus on opportunities for women. And the Bright Sparks at Zonful Energy in Zimbabwe are training rural young people in the solar sector and then supporting them to find work with a kind of Uber-style app on their phone. Skills also feature in the next award for energising refugee livelihoods, supported by a range of trusts and foundations. Kakuma Ventures, in Kenya's largest refugee camp, are educating residents to become Wi-Fi entrepreneurs, helping them set up Wi-Fi hubs and earn an income for themselves. One woman explained to me how previously she had to stand on tiptoe and balance her laptop on the roof of her house in order to send an email. Now she's got proper access to the internet and can run a business and apply for an MA. Turkey's IMCE initiatives is training undocumented women and other refugees in solar engineering and has set up childcare and language skills to really enable those women to come along and learn. The award for energising agriculture, supported by the UK government's BAYS. The finalists are collectives for integrated livelihood initiatives in India's tribal areas, where they're bringing pay-as-you-go solar-powered threshing, milling, water pumping to, in particular, women farmers who can add value to their crops, however small their savings. Well, in Kenya, Soko Fresh is providing affordable, sustainable cold storage to Kenya's farmers on the basis, again, that you pay as you use. So let's give it up to the international finalists. Meanwhile, the UK pioneers are really demonstrating the 4 R's of climate action: retrofit, recycling, regenerative agriculture, and driving that skills revolution. So let's have a drum roll, everybody. Give us the drum roll. That's the best bit, isn't it, actually? So in the week that the Climate Change Committee really underlined the urgent need for action in creating energy-efficient homes, our Ashden Award for Skills in Low Carbon Settings, supported by the Garfield Weston Foundation, is focused on building the workforce for this humongous job, as Jane so beautifully called it in the film, of retrofit. The Low Carbon Academy's Retrofit Skills Hub is showing how a combined authority, in this case Greater Manchester, linking up with colleges and employers and others right across the city, can upgrade thousands of homes. Meanwhile, Stockport's Beaverbox is flipping the narrative by really empowering the unemployed and those furthest from the labour force to lead the low carbon skills charge, and in particular for retrofitting our homes. And do you know what? Throughout the UK Awards, you will see, I do hate to say this during London Climate Action Week, but it does turn out that it's green, not grim, up north. If we move on to the award for energy innovation supported by Impacts, actually it turned out, by the time we came to the finalists, that they're addressing the absolutely deadly serious issue of the graveyard of stuff that even the low carbon revolution is generating. So Argyle's Renewable Parts is the first company in the country to bring old wind turbine parts back into use, keeping the UK's renewable revolution spinning on round. The answer, it turns out, might indeed be blowing in the wind. Connected Energy, on the other hand, in Newcastle and Norwich, is giving unwanted electric car batteries a second life, opening up new ways of storing solar and wind energy. And I'm very pleased to say that they're actually here today. So, yay, there they are. Give it up. So if you want to hear more about their fantastic work, please do stay for the drinks. And then, Greening All Work Award, supported by LinkedIn, features the Cotswolds Farm Ed, which is a live demonstrator project, so all of us can go and experience regenerative agriculture and be inspired to have a new relationship with food and indeed with the environment. Well, meanwhile, Vector Sets is transforming the film and TV industry with cardboard sets made that create carbon savings of up to 93% from what was being done previously. So a pretty glamorous organisation to finish our lineup. And again, they're here today. So let's give it up for them. Where are you, Tom? Hey, fantastic. So congratulations to all the UK finalists, of course. Now, we know, despite having Vector Sets in our lineup, we can't hope for a Hollywood or even a Pinewood happy ending in which the superhero comes in and saves the climate day. We know it's up to all of us to collaborate to back these pioneers and help them really step up into top gear and to replicate their brilliant ideas. And so just finally, to mention that we have a late blooming award for natural climate solutions, in particular driven by Indigenous people. That's still open for applications. So if you've got any bright ideas about who could apply, please encourage them. But hurry, hurry, the deadline is the 8th of July. And then, I think you'll agree, it's going to be super tough to choose one winner from all those amazing finalists. So I think the judges are in for a difficult job. And if you're on the edge of your seats to know who's going to win, these are the dates for your diaries to come along and join us at the ceremonies, whether in Nairobi or whether here in London, and to find out who's won. We very much look forward to seeing you there. And it just remains to say thank you and congratulations to all the team at London Climate Action Week who've put on such a brilliant show for us, and to all those amazing pioneers who've reached these finalists of the Ashden Awards 2022. Thanks very much, everybody.